Welcome, everybody. Are you an Emotion Code Bros follower? And you're seeing John and I doing sessions every week for the last, John, what sessions? 33 weeks. You know, sometimes during the show, we hear people's results right away. They say, well, you helped my back and I'm breathing better and my heartburn's gone. And then sometimes we don't hear from them right away because some things are like slow release fertilizer. They take a few days. Well, today, guess what? It's your turn to listen in because we have a panel of clients that we've helped either personally, one-on-one, or through the Bro Show. They're going to join us on what's called the Hollywood Squares episode. Hey, good morning, John.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Yeah, these are always exciting, fun episodes. Bring in some people that we've helped, and yeah, they can share their stories. Yeah.
Yes. My name is Michael Loge, and I'm a certified emotion code practitioner, as is John. And I'm in beautiful Victoria, BC, on Canada's west coast. And John, you are?
I'm in Vancouver,
Yeah.
Canada, the West Coast as well.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is John in Verarity, and yeah, certified in the emotion code and body code. And my business is Alive and Pure. And that's my website. You can probably see it below me right here,
Right behind you there.
aliveandpure.com.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know, we're both certified by the lovely, talented, brilliant Dr.
Dr.
Bradley
Brad.
Nelson, who wrote the book, The Emotion Code, who developed the Emotion Code chart, and who's helped millions of people across the world via people like you and I, right? If he
Millions and
hasn't done it
millions.
directly, he's done it through our influence. And I know that
Yep.
you and I have introduced a lot of people to the Emotion Code, both helping them during the live show plus one-on-one. And we've also encouraged and stimulated a lot of people to study the Emotion Code process, as in one of our guests that's joining us today. So
Yeah.
again, today it's called the Hollywood Squares panel. We've got people in the green room. They're probably eating up all the green room food, right? Waiting to come and join us, and we're going to do that in just a few minutes. Before we do that, John, who has joined us already this morning? And then we're going to bring in our panel members, please. Who's joined us?
Natasha Paula Samuel has
She's
joined
loyal.
us this morning. Greetings from Romford, Essex. As always, glad to be watching Michael and John live and looking forward to another fabulous show. And then she gave us the hashtag Emotion Code Bros. And Juanita Johnson says, morning from Regina. That's a province in Canada. Probably a
Yes.
little bit cooler than the West Coast here.
Hey, Juanita, good morning. We have Susan Arthur. She's from Surrey, BC. We've got some, yeah, she liked your big comb there, John. Yes.
Yeah.
And hashtag, she gave us the hashtag big cone. What is she talking about, big cone? You know what? Let's do a quick little peek, John. I'm going to show people what she's talking about. We have a Facebook group. Oh, I guess I don't have it open. I thought I had it open. Okay, I'll get it during the show. We have a Facebook group, and John was at Home Depot this week and was showing off with this big cone that he found. So she's referring to that. Who else is here? I want to say hello to Corrine Beach Murray. Good morning, Corrine, for joining us. And again, if you're watching and you've had an emotion code session with John or I, or we've helped you on the show, let us know. Let people know, because the purpose of this show is to educate you about the emotion code and share the results. So today is like, show me your receipts. Tell us your results. John, a couple more people. Who's saying what?
Yeah, Susan Arthur, we said hello to her. Tina Rice says hello. Let's see. Sylvia Bellini says, I think we just don't like queuing as we get older. Uh,
Queuing.
Early dinner is fab. Just have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Okay, and we have Jessica Suzanne Douglas. She is saying good morning. And New York's in the house. Laura Hill has joined us. And one more, Lisa Godsley Thomas. So that's who I've got on my screen. You know what, John? You know what time it is? It's time for our guests. So we're going to ask our green room guests to wipe their mouth of all the snacks they've been eating out in the green room and join us here live. There we have Suzanne has joined us. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good
Lois
morning. No snacks
and
for
Nick.
me.
Hello, everybody. Feel free to unmute yourself and welcome to the Emotion Code Bros. Show me your receipts, Hollywood Squares edition. And John and I do this once a month. These friends are friends of ours that have either had one-on-one emotion code sessions or been in our programs. Speaking of programs, I'm just going to do a quick little shout out. On Monday, I've got two programs starting. One is at 9 a.m. Pacific. It's my weight loss group. It meets on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then the next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, your commitment's only about 10 to 12 minutes. And in 6 classes, you will have 50 emotion code sessions around weight loss, your beliefs, your food habits, your water habits. You can have at least 10 to 15 foods removed from your life in that 6-part class, and then you meet with me a half hour later. Oh, you're okay with your weight? I don't know. Open your wallet, because I've got a 12 noon class on money, your beliefs about money, your money ceiling, your resistance to money, your family's money stuff that you picked up. We're going to put the links to both of those programs, 9 o'clock Pacific time for weight loss, 12 noon for money. And one more announcement. I'd be remiss if I didn't share with you my manifestation. It is the cover of the Law of Attraction magazine, where I am sharing 5 tips for you to apply daily. Delilah's going to put the link into this. Go check out the article. And also, I have a full-page ad for my certification training program for Law of Attraction facilitators in Las Vegas. Check it out. We'd love to have you there. So, John, let's get started. Read 2 more people, and then we're going to start with Suzanne this morning. Before we go to Suzanne, 2 more people watching live. Do they have a story for us? What are they sharing?
Well, yeah, Gwen Lorena says, good evening from London, UK. Hashtag emotion code bros. Such a sight for sore eyes you two are. My day has been hectic, but so glad to be here now and watching the emotion
Sore eyes.
code
We can
in
help with that,
action.
can't we? Is that not a trapped emotion? Sore eyes?
Yeah. And Kelly Carson, hello from Costa Rica.
Kelly Carson's got lots of great emotion code stories. Let us know in the chat. We'll read them out loud. Suzanne, good morning. Let us know where you're calling from and introduce yourself, please.
Good morning. I'm calling from Vancouver. So I'm here with John as well in Vancouver. And I work with people all over the world to install empowering beliefs at the subconscious level where it really, really matters.
Well, good stuff. And tell us about your history with the emotion code. Who did you work with? What did you receive? And give us your receipts. What are your emotion code receipts?
Well, I worked with you, Michael, and I did the body change and eating program. And there's some things that are really great. I've never drank so much water in my life, and I love it. It's just so easy to do now. I food journal and I'm keeping track, and I'll be looking. I'm like, oh, I had 10 glasses again today. Wow, how did that happen? And I really, it's just with real ease as well. There's lots and lots, because as I've said before, you're a machine. Like, you change so many limiting beliefs so quickly. But the one food that I am shocked that I have no desire for at all is licorice. I used to eat licorice at every opportunity, and I haven't even thought about it in any way. So I really love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Machine.
Yes.
I'm a machine. Well, it's funny thing about water, even people that really dislike water, so I never drink water. Well, on my weight loss program, we do like 3 or 4 sessions just on water. It is imperative. It's important, right? So people say, oh, I hate water. And then they turn around thinking, I am drinking more water than I ever thought I would have before. Now, it occurred to me this week that bread, because, I gave up bread about a year ago, and you don't really resent it, right? With the licorice, you're not saying, oh, that Michael Loche, you just don't even think about it. It's not in your energy. It's not in your field. When you go shopping, you don't see it. And I helped my sister get rid of her bread this week, and I thought, I cannot tell you the last time I had bread, like on anything, as a sandwich or with anything on the side or buns and rolls. And I love me some bread. Okay, I love me. My mother, we always blame the mother. My mother used to make a loaf of bread every day, homemade bread every day, and sometimes homemade brown bread.
Yeah,
so homemade bread every day. Yeah.
My mother used to take me to Woodward's and, as a treat, buy me a little tiny white loaf of bread that I was allowed to eat the insides out and not the outsides. And I've come from a family of 7. So this was like, oh, wow, I'm, all by myself eating this whole loaf of bread. It was like magic. So, yeah, talk about connections that I've made to bread.
Yeah, God bless the mothers. Yeah. Well, good stuff, Suzanne. Thank you for sharing. And if you have some more, raise your hand later. We'd love to hear a little bit more from you again. John, let's go peek back out in the room and see who is saying what. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, we have Corrine Beach Murray says, Michael and John have inspired me to become an emotion code practitioner. I'm
I
in the
love that.
process of learning all I can and will be registering very soon.
Well, good stuff.
Amazing, Corrine.
When you do get you become certified, Corinne, we want to. I found the thing I'm looking for. Um, I'm going to take you to a screen share. There we go. This is, see if I can get to the top of it. It's my Emotion Code Hangout Room. This is a place to share your Emotion Code success stories, get inspiration, and we're going to hear from Lois in a bit. Lois, when she was studying her Emotion Code, she came into the room with my permission and said, "Hey, I need some clients." So we're going to give you the link to join this. It is all about success stories and helping. There's my new body program. Now, John is showing off with, look at that cone. That is the
Look
XL
at that.
1000 GTR cone in front of the DeWalt station. That whole scene is just so manly. So John was bragging about his cone. My cone's bigger than yours. You're right, John. That's a big cone. And if you've been watching the show, you know what the cone is. And here we have announcements. I did a Facebook Live this week just within this group. Here's Veronica. People are in here sharing their success stories. It's great. So we're going to encourage you to join the Emotion Code Hangout Room on my Facebook page, and it's private. I do free Facebook Lives just for that group, kind of a Q&A style. So we want you to join that. 2 more people, John, and then we're going to queue up Lois. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Cindy Trost is watching live, gives us the hashtag love Emotion Code Bros and Emotion Code Bros Hollywood Squares.
Thank you.
And Rami Carlin says, good morning, Michael and John. And yeah, Rami's here, and her knees are still doing good.
Our friend Helena Jenkinson is here. So good morning, Helena. She's from Vancouver Island as well. So yeah, we love having lots of peeps here with us today. Yeah, Rami Carlin, I helped her work on her knees. She's saying, my knees are still good. Now here's interesting because people use the word still. They use the word still because they're so used to getting a correction and then it comes back. You can just say my knee's doing good because there's no still about it. Hashtag there's no still about it. You know, I helped my friend with his hip and he goes, well, it's still okay. And I thought, you say that like it's going to come back. He said, I've been working on my hip for 5 years and it always comes back. And I said, not until Daddy Magic Fingers got a hold of it. There's no more still. It's gone. It is gone. Guess who's in the house? Rajesh from Mumbai. Hello, Suzanne, Lois, and Nick.
Hey, Rajesh.
There. I was going to say, hey, he didn't call you and I, sir, but he just did. He said, hello, Michael, sir, and John, sir. So we like that. Our friend Charity West has joined us. And John, we are heading out to Lois. Good morning, Lois. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on, Michael.
Well, good. Tell us who you are.
Well, I am Lois DeWard, and I am from Iowa, a little town called Pleasantville, which is in the Midwestern U.S. And I am an animal communicator and soon to be certified emotion code practitioner.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thanks to Michael.
Well, thank you. I inspired you. I didn't teach you, but I did inspire you. And I've coached you as well to do a good job.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
good stuff. Now, Pleasantville, it's pretty hard to be cranky living there, isn't it?
Well, yes and no.
Yeah. That's like in Victoria, I live on an island, so there's lots of little bays, and there's a place called Foul Bay. Really? You might want to do a name change, Foul Bay. Anyway, welcome from Pleasantville.
Call the mayor.
Yes, come to think of it, my husband and I have lived here for over 31 years, so I guess it is pleasant.
Yeah, well, you're pleasant. Good stuff. So you're going to be merging your animal communication work with the emotion code because we also work on animals. Why don't you give us an animal story that you worked on? Because we don't really talk about the animals too much, but I know that you've done a lot of work, emotion code with animals. Give us a story about that.
Well, a couple instances come to mind. We've had great success with cats who have developed the habit of spraying, and the emotion code has been very effective in helping them eliminate that behavior. Another behavior that I've had success with in an animal is like if an animal is afraid to come in from the outside into the indoors.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hashtag cat still not spraying.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
And I have to say, John, if I would get as big of a cone as in your picture and put it in my pasture, my horses would be traumatized. And I'd have to use emotion code on them to deal with the trapped emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
start out with a small one.
yeah, they're
Yes.
scared of the cone.
Yes.
So, Lois, tell us an emotion code session that you've had, who you had it with, and what your results are, please.
Well, I joined Michael's Money and Abundance program that ran in November and found I had some blocks keeping me from making good decisions about my business. And as a result of working with you, I was able to give myself permission to let go of some clients who were more trouble than what they were.
Yay.
The effort was more than what I was receiving from them. And it also gave me the confidence to move forward in getting certified in the emotion code.
Good. And get
Nice.
paid to do
Wow.
that. So, congratulations.
Yes.
Yes. Well, good stuff. Now, Lois, tell our friends about, I showed the Emotion Code Facebook group. Tell people if you were going to tell somebody about the Emotion Code Facebook group, what would you tell them?
I would tell them I am a member of several Facebook groups, and I would tell them it is the best group I am a part of because there's good information, you're willing to help people, and everybody's been very supportive. You gave me permission to post to ask for clients,
Mm-hmm.
and your group has been the best source of clients for me. I have worked with people from another Facebook group, but your group is definitely on the top.
Okay, well, thank you for saying
Great.
that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, good stuff, Lois. Yes, if you want to get to chat with Lois, all panel members are going to leave a comment in today's chat. If you want to
Okay.
get a hold of them personally, go ahead and you can connect them with that. Before
Okay.
we go to my friend Nick, we're going to do a couple more. John, I see Helena is saying, both Michael and John have helped me move forward with my food issues and fear of being on a live camera. You know what? You should be on this live camera today, Helena, to test your release of fear. Suzanne's nodding her head, yeah. So let's put her down for next time. We want you here the next time. John, who else do you see out there?
I see Permelia Parham says, good morning, panel. Welcome, new panel members. I'm studying for my emotion code certification, doing the lessons and taking the test. Looking forward to being a certified practitioner.
Oh, great.
That's
Well,
great,
we'd love to
Permelia.
have you join us, Permelia. Sorry, John. We'd love to have you join us, Permelia, on the next show. And you know what? Yesterday I said, that's it. We're not doing no more panel shows. And I thought, you know what? We are. Except I'm going to chase your ass to make sure you get on here, all of you. Go ahead. One more, John.
Yeah, Barbara Rowing is watching live and says, I don't have bread.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hashtag not so sorry.
And good evening from Beaconsfield.
Good. Our friend Kelly Carson, who's on a lovely vacation in Costa Rica, has said this. Here's my list of receipts. Hashtag bye-bye what's his name. Well, I remember his name very well. I'm sure you do too. No more Starbucks green tea. You know, my nickname for Starbucks is $7. Okay? So imagine going to $7 twice a day. So no more Starbucks green tea, popcorn, shortbread dipped in chocolate. Now she focuses on eating for nutrition. The pain in her right shoulder is gone. Her groin pain is gone. She had 53 heart wall trapped emotions. They're gone. Her headache's gone. Her need for painkillers is gone, and much, much more. Book your appointment ASAP. Thank you.
Yeah, Kelly. Hope you're enjoying Costa Rica.
I bet you she is too. Well,
Yeah.
she is because I chatted with her early this morning. She sent me a picture of her bananas. She said she was loving her fresh bananas there. Well, good stuff. We are going to, Barb Fletcher has joined us from, I think she is from Costa Rica. Yeah, she's from Costa Rica. There we go. And you said hello to Barbie Rowling. So let's head back out to Vancouver area and let's introduce our friend Nick. Nick, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Michael, and thank you for having me on the show. This is my first time on the Hollywood Squares, so feeling kind of celebrity-ish right now, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I'm a marketing strategist with my own company, Van City Think Tank, and I am also a trainer where I teach a lot of new entrepreneurs or anybody who has not been exposed to marketing training, teach them how to get themselves online, learning copywriting, advertising, headlines, and just really setting their businesses up so they know kind of what to do for the next 12 months, 24 months in their business.
Yeah. I just want to give people, so Nick and I, we did I did some emotion code work with Nick, and he came to my website, and we were online together looking at my website. He said, I had that course, it's called Are You New to Law of Attraction? He said, is that free? And I said, yeah. And he says, well, then say so. I thought, oh, okay. So I put a little slash bar. We've had 600 people sign up for that since Nick said, well, put a little slash bar and say it's free. It's like, so sometimes, and then he said, well, did they get any emails after that? And I thought, no, not really. So Nick has helped me do all my email sequences. So once they take that free course, there's another free course that says, I've been practicing law of attraction, it's not working. Then they get another free course that sends them to download all the free quote cards. So you can thank Nick for all these freebies that you're getting. And it's like, well, if it's free, say so. Okay, so thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure. So yeah, absolutely.
Good. Tell us what you're going to share with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I've came to Michael for a lot of things, and we've been working back and forth with a few different things. But one of the biggest things for me was actually I'm a true bred entrepreneur, and I love ideas, and that's kind of why I'm in marketing, because I get to work with different types of industries and businesses. And for me, it was getting absolute clarity on the vision of my life. I had some real big setbacks on kind of just narrowing my focus to what I really wanted to do. And it just stuck with me for years and years and years. And I think it was like after 3 sessions with Michael, or 2 sessions even, I was sitting at a coffee shop, and I just sat there and I started writing and journaling, and all this stuff started pouring out of my mind. And there was some tears that came out, and I called Michael after. I'm like, hey, and it was like actually really, really eye-opening for me that I figured out the direction of where I want to go in my career and my business. And so that was a major challenge for me before. Yeah. And so very grateful for that. So.
Yeah. I think it was a session on creative insecurity.
Right.
Yeah. In other words, and we all have it. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the standard ones that I work with people. Yeah. It doesn't take very long, but it's the insecurity. But, if you're a writer, you're an artist, or you have to come up with ideas like you, or you have to design websites, or you're a troubleshooter, you need to figure out problems. This creative security, boy, when it's get lifted, ooh, I'm scared of you. Yeah. Boy, it helps. Now, when you come to Victoria, we're going to go to Cora's, and for 2 reasons. A,
I love Cora's.
I love the food. And B, they've got those big giant placemats that are blank on the back.
Yes.
And I fill 4 of them. When I sit at a table for 4, because they like me there, and the server will want to take the blank placemats. Like, no, I will fill them all. I'll fill them all. Hashtag fill up a placemat at Cora's. Well, nice. Good. We're going to come back to you, Nick, if you want to think of something else. We're going to hit up Suzanne and Lois and back to you. But first, back to John. John, I'm going to say read Gwen Lorena, and then unless that's who you had queued up, but guess what? Hashtag find another one. So Gwen Lorena is saying, good evening from London. Hashtag emotion code bros. Such a sight. Oh, shit. You already read that one.
Oh, sorry. I did. Okay,
well, yeah. I can hear that twice. Such a sight for sore eyes. Her day's been hectic. I'm glad that you're here, Lorena. And you got a double shout out. I think that's like double dipping. Isn't that like a double dipper?
Almost. Yeah. Almost, yeah. I wonder where double dipping Don is this morning.
Yeah, double dipping Don's usually with us. I think Don's a triple dipper.
It might be.
Yeah, I think he's had 3 sessions with us. Corinne Beach Murray is also acknowledging that she loves Michael's Emotion Code Hangout group. Good. Anything else, John, at your end?
Yeah, Sylvia Bellini says, hashtag crisps no more. The family are still thrilled. There are more snacks for them. Yeah. There's an open bag of my fave chili crisps in someone's room. They've been there for months.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And crisps are potato chips for our non-UK friends. Yeah, I see Delilah has posted the money group class out there, the holiday weight, and how to join the emotion code group. So Thank you, Delilah, for doing that. I also attracted her with the emotion code. I was struggling and stuck, and I needed help. And then one day, boy, so if you need any social media help or you're an author and you needed a book launch, boy, she launched my book all right. It was like on fire when it first came out. Well, even before it came out, she helped me. So, Delilah, why don't you do a little shout out there under your own name and let people know that you are the magic behind the success of my third book, Your Life's Purpose, as I'm looking for it and can't find it. Okay, John, I'm scrolling and you're scrolling. Susan Arthur seems saying it's great to see Lois. She might be your friend. Kelly Carson says you're amazing, Lois. Good stuff.
Great. Yeah, Permelia Parham says, thank you for the invitation to be on the next panel. I'm in. Thank you, Michael, for your mentoring. I'm so excited to assist clients to be healthier.
Yeah. Helena has given me permission to call her Helena J.
Good. Yeah.
Helena J. Or Helena Hot Chocolate. Okay, Suzanne, we're heading back out to your house in Vancouver. What's something else you want to share with our friends?
Well, I was thinking about, you're so generous with your time when we're doing the sessions, and we do the group sessions as well as the private sessions. So some of the habits that I thought were really big that you helped me change. So really, I looked for food all day long. All day long, I nom, nom, nom. I was just looking. It was like, that was my life, search for food. And yesterday, in particular, I remember I went to bed and I went, I didn't have any snacks after dinner. And, oh, I just ate 3 meals today. And I was like, awesome. Like it was great. And so I love that it's, yes, there's the food, there's the licorice, there's the water, there's the bread, there's different things like that, but also these behaviors that we have. And another, I don't know if you remember what behavior it was, but we had one behavior we're looking at, might have been food as fuel, and you uncovered 60 trapped prenatal emotions just in the prenatal part.
Yeah. Oh, we're so blaming your mother for that.
Yeah. You know what? Another reason to call it, Mom, you screwed me up. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I'm going to ask John to tell us what a prenatal trapped emotion is. And that was a record. I don't know if I made a big deal about it, but I think I had 30 trapped emotions around exercise, and that changed for me. But you had 60. I thought, ooh, I'm scared of your mama. John, what is a prenatal trapped emotion? She had 60 of them.
Yeah,
so
congratulations, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Quite the title.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So prenatal trapped emotion is an emotion that you take on when you're in the womb. So maybe something your mom was going through. Sometimes it's maybe your father. So basically, like when we're in the womb, we're like just little sponges, right? And we just take that on. So actually, I found prenatal emotions from an older sibling that was jealous because they're not going to be in the spotlight anymore. It's going to be on the new baby, right? So that's kind of unique. Yeah. So there's different types of trapped emotions. Prenatal are just so powerful when they're cleared.
Well, and for me, when I'm looking at, so just a little bit about my family. So I'm the 6th child out of 7 children. I was born in a car because we just didn't make it to the hospital. I would say it was a great home, but it was hectic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my mom had to get us going and rule. And I'm sure while I was in the womb, she was busy yelling at the other 5 kids that were running around like crazy.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it was, how do you have enough money for all of that? Like there must have been a whole load of stress on that poor lady. And here I am.
Yeah. Wow. That's why there's 60 of them. Yeah, that makes sense.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for sharing that, John, about prenatal trapped. There's trapped emotions that are inherited. That means they came from your parents in the sperm or the egg. And then there's ones that you get when you're living. And then there's the one in between. Now, my history, when I find a prenatal trapped emotion, it is significant. Mm-hmm. Because that means you've had that issue your whole life, whatever it might be. And it's like when I find it, they say, oh, that is so me. I've had that my whole life. Ever since I was a little girl or a little boy, that's always been one of my issues. And it's because you were born with it while you were in your mother's womb.
Yeah.
Suzanne, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you sharing it. We're heading out to the Lois's house again. Lois, before we say, Juanita Johnson says, hi, Lois, from Juanita and the doggos, Charlie and Blue. So it sounds like you might have worked with Charlie and Blue with Juanita, and she's thanking you for that. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Clients calling. Your valves are open.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All
Okay. Laura Hill says, I'm eager to learn more about emotion code. Well, Laura, next week, John, why don't you dip in and tell us what we're doing next week, and then we're going to come back to Lois. What are we doing in the next couple of weeks that our friend Laura can watch?
Yeah, so next week is episode 35, and it's on clutter. So if you've got a lot of piles sitting around the house, the stuff that you've been putting off for, 10 years, or it's down in the basement, clutter, hoarding. Are you a hoarder or a clutterer? That's what we're working on. Yeah, we've seen some success. We've seen both Michael and I have helped people with clutter. So that's the next topic next week. Yeah. And then after that, we're doing the heart wall. So just in time for Valentine's Day, we're explaining the heart wall. And just a brief description of what the heart wall is. It's a wall of emotions around your heart. So all these trapped emotions, protecting your heart. So when you go through troubled times, relationships, your heart feels like it's bombarded with emotions and stress, and then it creates this wall. So we're going to help people clear their heart wall. Yeah, and that's episodes 35 and 36.
Yes. Our friend PJ Ray says, I need to be here for the clutter. I remember once I helped a woman. She was saving papers and newspapers and taxes and receipts from like 12 years ago. So she sent me a picture of the paper that was shredded, and she had garbage bags of shredded paper. And she says, this happened 20 minutes after. She said, I said to myself, what am I doing? And she said, I never, she goes, I turned that, because I was feeding it like a monster, just feeding paper. And she had bags of the shredding paper was coming out. So if you're scared to throw stuff out and you're hoarding paper and receipts and documents and old newspapers that you'll never read again, join us next week as we do a show on cluttering. And John, we'll probably take 2 people next week live. Can you tell people what we do and how they need to participate with that?
Yeah, if you're a chronic clutterer or hoarder, watch live and comment in the comments, write in the comments, the severity, and we need your permission. So let us know that you are, and we might pick you. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Our friend Natasha is acknowledging the panel members for being brave, sharing their stories. So let's hear what Lois DeWard has to say. Lois, welcome back. Tell us what else you want to tell us today.
Well, I just was all this talk about food. I just wanted to share something interesting that has happened to me since doing the emotion code. I haven't specifically worked on myself regarding any particular foods or had anybody else, but I'm finding myself eating more healthy. So that's interesting. And I'm also finding myself eating more when I'm only hungry and not just grabbing food when I'm bored. So I find that pretty interesting, that I'm getting benefits in that area without even really working on it.
Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, we work on that in my course. We work on choosing food for nutrition and not choosing food when you're bored. And then the cupboard search. Everybody knows what I mean by the cupboard search. You open it, you know what's in there already, but you still open it and you look behind, you open the fridge and open the cupboard, and it's like, so get rid of that habit.
Yeah.
Yes. And another thing that I've noticed while I've been working, I've had a few sessions with Michael as part of the Money and Abundance, is I'm happier overall, and so my husband's happier and our dog is happier.
Oh, good.
And neither one of them have had emotion code sessions, so it just helps everybody in the house.
Absolutely,
There
yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
It's contagious, right? Just like negativity is contagious, so is positivity is contagious.
Yeah.
You know
Mhm.
what? Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Lois. We have a
You're
couple people
welcome.
reaching out to be on the panel next time. We have Permelia and Kelly. The next Hollywood Squares is on February 17th. It's a Saturday morning, February 17th. We've got Permelia coming and Kelly coming. Hopefully you can confirm those dates, and we'll look after you. John, back to you, and then back to Vancouver to talk to Nick.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, I think clutter is a hot topic. There's a lot of people talking here.
Yeah,
Sylvia, Clutter Central here, certainly be
Clutter Central.
watching. Green Beach Murray says, yeah, add me up for a session on the clutter. Yeah, PJ, yeah. So that's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah. Well, just to remind us, you don't have to wait till next week, and we're only taking 2 people. So here's the deal. For the price of a 30-minute session, you know how long, John, we're going to guess, but how long will it take generally, maybe, possibly, to clear people's clutter in a 30-minute session? How long will we spend on clutter?
Next week it'll probably be about 3 or 4 minutes.
That's right. So bring a list. Hashtag bring a list. Suzanne, I think you experienced that with me. You had a half-hour session, and I said, bring a list. And boy, we went through the list. Tell us about, I mean, it wasn't 1 or 2 items. It's a lot of items.
Yeah, well, that's what I love, Daddy Magic Fingers, as you call yourself,
Oh, sorry.
that you just go through so many trapped emotions,
Yeah,
that I'm sitting there because it's wonderful. You're doing all the work.
yeah.
I know it's happening within me, but you're doing all the work. And when you came up, it was already, I think we were 25 minutes in. We'd released about 12 or 13 at least, significant
Subjects.
things.
Yeah.
And then up comes 60 prenatal. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just watched you just work. I think you're going to be like the tennis players, you know, that have the one really big arm, right? Just like huge shoulder, huge arm, like, here I am,
Well, I'm
emotion
still
code
looking for an
practitioner.
inventor. I'm looking for an inventor that can suspend the magnet from the ceiling and do this.
Yeah,
Boy, I'd be unstoppable. Because honestly, the magnet part slows me down. Because I keep
yes,
the motor running, muscle testing.
right.
Imagine if that motor was running and this, ooh, I'd be scared of myself. So hashtag, if you're an inventor, I'm looking for a swinging, circulating magnet above. Or I could put it on my ceiling fan and just get that sucker to spin.
Yeah.
Oh, good, thanks. So here's what we're saying. Between John and I, hire either one of us. We're going to be bold and say that. You can go online to our website. You can look at our calendar. We don't have to send emails back and forth. You can see our calendar, compare it to yours, book a 30-minute session, and bring a list. If you want food, bring 10 foods. Clutter, all kinds of stuff. So go ahead, do yourself a favor. Treat yourself to um, an emotion code session.
I say bring 10, but have 5 more just in case.
Yeah, put 5 in your pocket. Yeah, thank you. Suzanne Arthur's giving us a hashtag mom's fault.
Yeah.
Charity West said she needs an emotion code session. I think we helped Charity get rid of Halloween candy, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. I think
Good
so
stuff.
too, yeah.
Okay, we're heading back out to Vancouver. Nick, tell us some more, please.
Yeah, I'm just listening to all this. I think one of the other ones as well too was I had an issue with my left elbow from working out, and that issue has now. I didn't even think about it after because we've kind of been talking back and forth about marketing and business, only to realize that that pain in my left, it's called golfer's elbow. There's tennis elbow on the outside, and then there's golfer's elbow. I don't golf. But that pain is now actually kind of just like left the body even when I go back to the gym and work out, and it was there for probably about 6 months and just
Wow.
wouldn't go away, and I couldn't work out. So that was big for me because I
Wow.
like to go to the gym in a morning session every day and work out the arms and all that stuff. And I was getting frustrated because I wasn't able to do that. So just
Yeah.
realized that it's gone. So thank you
Well,
for that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I always wanted to be 2 places. Weight Watchers
Yeah.
in the lineup, right? Put me in a little booth, almost like a little. Well, now you know where the Catholic booth came from. You can put me in a little booth, and people can sit beside me, and I'll do an emotion code session on them to help them remove 2 or 3 foods while they're in the lineup. For the other place I'd like to sit out is at a gym. You know, I had a a trainer here in Victoria called me or emailed me. It was 5 o'clock in the morning one time. He sent me an email and said, "Hey, dude, I was at a party last night and a guy said you fixed his elbow at Starbucks. Is this the right guy?" "Yeah, I'm the right guy." "That'd be me, fixing elbows at Starbucks." He said, "I am a kickboxer, and in kickboxing, you need your toes and your feet." And he goes, "My right toe is in so much pain, and I'm a kickboxing teacher." And he said, "And I'm trying not to show my pain when I'm bracing myself with my right toe. Can you help?" Hashtag I can be there in an hour. So I said, "Let's do it over the phone." He said, "No." He goes, and I thought, well, this is an opportunity to show him what I can do. So I went to the gym. You're right. He had a sore toe. And I removed all the trapped emotions in his right big toe. And now he's squinting and sprinting, and he's swearing like a sailor too, thinking, "What the frickin' did you just do to my big toe?" So yeah, hashtag if you have a gym, you got a chair for me, I'll come in. Hashtag if you're a Weight Watchers lineup, we can help you there too. Well, in any lineup actually. Good. So Nick, thank you for saying that, because we're also, and John, in addition to all the other work that he does, he specializes in work pain. So I think we did an open letter. You did an open letter to who?
That was to Tiger Woods. Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Because anyone that's been, following golf or watching the sports news knows that Tiger Woods has gone through a lot in the last 10 years, and essentially his career was put on hold because of his back pain. Yeah. So I wrote him a letter saying, "Hey, try some emotion code, and it's not going to hurt. It's probably help. Get back on the links." I'm still waiting for him to call me.
I know.
We'll see in time.
Yeah, fellow Canadian Celine Dion, you've just canceled 4 shows. That means people from all over the world have come. I know it's disappointing to you and to their fans. I can almost promise you I can fix it over the phone with magnets. But how do you get through to these people, right? You see, she's got back spasms, she's got sore throat. It's all trapped emotion related. I know I can help it. You know what? I'll throw it in. Okay? I'll throw it in. I won't even charge you. We'll do it over the phone. You don't have to Skype with me. Just text me. Say, "Michael J. Loge, fix my back." And you know what? I just need your permission, Celine. I can get it looked after. T. Terra Acadia. Oh, I like that. Acacia. I guess there's no D in there. Fascinating to hear how fast and thorough it works. Do clients have to do any to follow up after the session? Sometimes. Once the trapped emotions are released, they're gone. So if they are following up, it's to do new stuff because they're fascinated with with the process. Barbara Rowing saying, "I have a friend that I'm dying to do an emotion code who's a hoarder." Well, I know they're resistant. Yeah, there's also that hoarding show. We should probably be on there too, John. Just go on the hoarding show. Tina Reese is saying hello as well. John, we're going to end out with you. If there's a couple more people we want to acknowledge, say hello to, and remind people that we're here every Saturday at 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Next week, we are doing hoarding. The week after, we are doing the heart wall. We also have an episode coming up on, how are we going to say that gently and politely? What do we call that? Excessive peeing.
Bladder. Yeah.
Yeah, well, peeing's not a dirty word. PPP there, I just said it. Excessive peeing. If that's you, I can help.
6 times a night.
Yeah, getting up 4, 5, 6 times a night. Likely, I'm not a doctor, but I can help you pee. It is trapped emotions around your bladder. Hashtag my sister. Hashtag TMI. Okay, John, we're going to close out with you reading a couple more, and then we're going to say goodbye.
Yeah, Helena says that you can just attach the magnet somewhere and sit on a swing. You can just swing back and forth and do your sessions that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or one of those little beanies, the old school beanies, and motorize it.
Yeah. As Susan Arthur says, corporate emotion code program would be awesome for big grumpy companies.
Yeah, well, John has a business program. I've helped other people with their business blocks to receiving ideal contacts, opportunities, media, clients,
Real
referrals,
estate.
sales, all of it's blocked. It's all because of this. So check it out.
Absolutely.
Suzanne, Lois, and Nick, thanks for being my rock star co-host today with John and I. You've helped add to a lot of great content. Make sure you go out and say hello in case our friends want to say hello to you. John, thanks again for another great week here. You can check out John at aliveandpure.com. And if you really want to hang out with us, join the Emotion Code Facebook group because we're there. We're sharing personal pictures and having, spontaneous Facebook Live Q&A. So it's a nice way to stay in the energy of the bros. Okay, everybody, let's say goodbye to our friends. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.